Hi, how are you guys today? Anyways, this is about South Sudan. I am all for invading South Sudan. I am all for foreigners invading my country because, again, my government has failed me. My government has failed in the sense that my government hasn't protected me and my government's not doing what it's supposed to be doing for its people. So with that being said, you failed. So with that being said, again, someone else has to come in and basically do your job for you because you can't do your job right. So people, what are you marching for in the streets of Juba? What are you marching for? You have no rights. So fight for your rights. Want foreigners in your countries. Have somebody else take over your country because you know what? Your officials don't care for you guys in South Sudan. Your officials do not care for you whatsoever. These officials will tell you what they want you to hear, but in the day when the door is closed, you guys' lives are legitimately on the chopping blocks. You guys don't know this, but your lives are on the chopping blocks. So stop supporting nonsense. Do not stand by a government that does not even understand that you have rights. Do not stand by a government that doesn't even understand that you are an actual human being. Stand behind a government that does understand all those things. But with that being said, South Sudan, your government does not understand that. So again, where do we go from here? You stand up and say, you know what? I want foreigners in my country. I want protection for my children. I want protection for my children. I want protection for the people of South Sudan. It's about your rights. It's about your basic human rights. And you guys don't have those basic human rights in South Sudan. Even freedom of speech, you don't have those. So with that being said, yes, allow foreigners to take over your government because again, your government hasn't done what your government's supposed to do. Your government has failed you all. So wake up. Do not follow a nonsense. Do not follow nonsense. When I say nonsense, don't follow something because, quote, so-and-sos are following. Know in the rights and your rights and the rights in your mind. Know that you know what your government's wrong. Come to grips with that, South Sudan. Sit with your kids and tell your kids, you know what? Our government has failed us. For 5 years now, for 5 years in South Sudan, since 2011 to where we're at, we've suffered. We've been suffering since then. So when does it end, people? When does it end? When do you tell yourself, you know what, hey, my government's wrong. And if it means that I have to be beheaded because I'm speaking the truth, by all means, do it. Because you know what? Eventually someone's going to hear your cry. Someone's going to hear you guys cry. So with that being said, South Sudan, do not march in the streets of Juba saying you don't want foreigners to invade your country. Why don't you ask the question, why is Uganda in your country in the first place? If we don't want no one else in your, if you don't want no one else in your country, why is Uganda still in your country? Why was Uganda not out of your country? Why has Uganda been in your country since Salva Kiir has become president? And this is to all the Noor people out there, the ones that want to stray and the ones that want to give false hope and the ones that want to say this is not happening, this is what's happening. No, stop it. End of the day, when it comes down to this government, if this government succeeds or whatever the case may be with this government and what they want to do, you were killed in 2013. You were killed in 2013. 36,000 Noor people were massacred in 2013. So wake up, Noors. Noor people out there, wake up. Do not sit behind a government. Do not sit behind a government that doesn't even care about your people. How can you sit there and say that I support my president? I am behind my president 100% because quote, no, you are not. You should not, never should you utter those words. You should say, you know what? As a man, as a woman, you are wrong. Your president should be condemned on war crimes. Your president should be hung. Your president should be in jail, in prison, run like any other dictator that he ever thought he was in history. Your president failed you all, and all you all you council members behind him are all going to be condemned on war crimes. You guys are all going to go to jail for this stuff you guys have done. But more importantly, you know what? I would like jail for a lot of you guys because I would like the suffering. I'm just going to say this. But what I would actually more so like besides jail is that you guys become beheaded. You guys are beheaded in court, in all honesty, because what you guys have done is words. I have no words. Utterly disgusting. You have kids being raped in broad daylight, killed in broad daylight. You have a whole future diminished in South Sudan because, quote, my government cares for me. Your government does not care for you. Your government does not care for you. So if you guys have to all come together and fight against the common enemy, which is your government, get it together, South Sudan. Because again, it will come down to Noors versus Dankas. And that's where it always comes down to because again, when it heats up in the kitchen, no one else fights in this world except us. So after this whole year, if things go as planned, people, stop with the stigma. Stop with the Noor stigma. Stop with the Noor started this. No. 1991 was like maybe 3,000 people that were killed. 2013, you wanted to ethnic cleanse. You wanted to pull the whole Jewish thing on us. But no, Mr. Kiir, that doesn't work out like that. The government does not work out like that. It does not work out like that. It's time that we stand up now. It's time that we stand up and we fight against you. And if anybody wants to join the Nordic Party, stand up and join and fight against your common enemy, which is your government. Do not sit there and support a government that doesn't even care about your basic human rights. Your government doesn't even care about your human rights. Your government cares about his people and them doing well. That's always been like that. It's always been like that. So wake up, South Sudan. Get together, stand behind anybody, whomever else, and fight against your common enemy, which is basically your government. Your government is your common enemy, so wake up. Stop saying no invaders. No. Uganda can leave your country. You need the UN troops in there. You need foreigners to invade this country because you know what? Your country was given this chance to be a better country, prosper. No. Since 2011 to where we're at, war after war after war after war after war after war. No one has time for war. Fight for your basic human rights because right now, your livelihood depends on it. Your country depends on you basically getting it together and fighting for your own rights. Fight for your rights and wake up and fight. Fight your common enemy, which is Salva Kiir, its Council of Elders, and the whole government of South Sudan. Take down the whole government because that's where your problem lies from. Start from the scratch and fight for your rights, South Sudan. Don't follow. Fight for the basic human rights because you need those rights and they matter at this instant moment. Invaders, yes. Foreigners, yes. Come into our country right now.